Hello and welcome to Wahid Technologies. In this video, we will give you a quick demo of how to use our JSON to HTML library. The demo will cover rendering checkbox component from JSON. There are different methods in our library that can be found on our website, and we can use any of those methods. In addition, we have also developed an API with the name Northwind API, as you can see on your screens. This API is developed in order to test our J2HTML library. This API is freely available and accessible for all. Okay, let's start our demo. Before starting demo, let me give you an overview of the documents section of our J2HTML library, where documentation of all our HTML components is available. In the Getting Started section, there are two options to use our library. One is to get our library from our website, wahidtechnology.com. Second way is to clone J2HTML library from the Git repository. In the demo, we will go with the second option. As I've highlighted this, in this demo, we will check and test the functionality of this checkbox. The checkbox has four different examples. Example number 1 is the horizontal checkbox. Example number 2 is vertical checkbox. Example 3 is get value on change. And example number 4 is to get value on check and then click. As you can see, there are some required parameters and optional parameters for the examples. These three parameters are compulsory to test our main checkbox. And for example, I will show you in the demo how we will use direction and get selected value function. Okay, let's start our demo. Step 1 is to clone our J2HTML Git repository. On Visual Studio Code. For that, go to File, click Open Folder. Let's create a dummy folder. I'm giving it a name, Checkbox Example. Select the folder and open in Visual Studio Code. Currently, the folder is empty. Go to View, click Terminal, and continue with the cloning process by typing in git clone https://gitlab.com/wahidtech/j2html.git. Press enter. As you can see, cloning is taking place. As you can see, cloning has been done successfully. We have successfully cloned our J2HTML library on Visual Studio Code. Step 2 is to make some changes in our HTML and JS files. We'll start by creating a container div. Inside this div, we'll create another div with the ID div checkbox. Inside this div, we'll create a button with the ID, let's say checkbox btn. Let's give it a class btn sm btn primary. We'll set a text to submit. We'll go to file and save the current changes. We'll create a new file with the extension .js. Let's give it a name checkbox.js and save it. Now we will write a function here that will be called in the on-click functionality of the button we have just created in our HTML file. j2html.get URL api.wahidtechnology.com /northwind /API /customer. Comma function error result j2html dot checkbox. Now we will use these three parameters in our j2html checkbox function. Comma append when we'll add here the ID of our checkbox div ID. Now we are testing right now our first example, that is a horizontal checkbox. We'll go to file and save all the changes. The last thing is add the on-click function here, that was get checkbox go to file and save the current changes. Now we'll also add a script file reference here. Checkbox.js. We go to file and save the changes. Okay, so let's start. Let's test this example. We'll click the submit button, and as you can see, we have successfully loaded our horizontal checkboxes. Now to test our second example, which is the horizontal checkbox, this one. For that we'll use the direction parameter in our checkbox.js file in the checkbox function. Direction vertical. We'll again go to file and save all changes. Let's reload it And as you can see, we have successfully loaded our vertical checkbox. Now let's test our third example, that is to get value on the change or on check. For that, we will add two more parameters in this function. Value ID, and text is basically company. Get selected value, which is our function, on change. These are inverted commas. Function with the capital F, get selected value with a small g, and here we'll write this get selected value function with the parameters selected value, comma, selected text, comma, data. Here we'll write alert, and we'll call these values in the alert. Let's go to file and save the changes. Okay, let's test our third example. We'll go to the browser and reload. Now, as you can see, we have successfully loaded our third example of the checkbox, that on clicking the option, you are getting an alert message that you have selected this option. The last example, the fourth one, that is to get the value in the alert through checking the option and then clicking the button. For that, we will first add a new button in this div. Let's give it a value btn get selected value chk for the check. Let's give it a name get value. Go to file and save the changes. Let's go to our checkbox function and make few changes here. We'll change this change value to click. This will remain the same, and we will add a new parameter of button ID. Here we'll add the ID of this button we have just created. We'll add a comma, and again we'll go to file and save all the changes. Okay, let's test our fourth example of checkbox. First, we'll load our checkboxes. Now we'll check this option and see what we've got. Yes, I forgot to add this. I forgot to add a hashtag here. Let's go to file and save the changes. Let's test the example again. We have checked the option. As you can see, we have successfully loaded what we have just checked by clicking this button. So this was all for the demo of the checkbox. Thank you for watching the video.